Northern Maine is called Down East in New England's northernmost state, and it is also where many illegal foreign operations have set up illegal shops and distribution centers. This week, another was broken in Penobscot County, and while no arrests were made, the sheriff's office there claims that this was another operation funded by Chinese nationals. So far, those operations have not set up in New Jersey, but that state is always expanding their existing operations as now they have passed over 100 legal stores open for adult use in that state. That is projecting over $1 billion in sales this year. Jill Goldsberry has more from the Garden State.
Jill Goldsberry here with the Garden State Cannabis Report, and I am back here with the latest news out of New Jersey and the surrounding areas. And if you've got something you want to share on the Garden State Cannabis Report, feel free to contact me on @SmokeSesh on at SmokeSesh212 on Instagram, and I will try to get it on here. Fresh and back from MJ Unpacked, where New Jersey's finest in cannabis were on hand. And I've got some things to share with you, what's new and what's fresh. Coming up this week, the butter cake PB&J brownie. It is absolutely delicious. Pre-launched at the MJ Unpacked and will be available officially at retail on April 16th. What stores, what dispensaries? Go to their Instagram at buttercake on Instagram, and you will find out what stores you will be able to purchase just in time for 420. And another cool thing I saw at MJ Unpacked was by a company called Artrex. They make the company, they make really cool vape devices. Well, they have launched DabGo. DabGo is the first ever disposable dab pen hitting the market. This allows the consumer to monitor, concentrate in real time. And that is something we haven't seen before. It's small enough and discreet enough to actually put in your pocket. Check it out on their website for more information. And I don't know when it will actually be hitting the market, but you can also hit them up for that information as well. Another thing I did notice at MJ Unpacked was a lot of ancillary businesses available. So if you were really looking to open a dispensary, you can find everything you need there. I'm talking payroll, legal, inventory software, things that you're really going to need for your business. And moving right along into other news, there's been a significant expansion recently in our market with landmark moves in the industry from New York to New Jersey, granting 137 new cannabis licenses, 36 in New Jersey. 36 new weed licenses for operation have been given out. Also, New York has a 30% expansion in their market with 101 new cannabis licenses granted very recently. And with 420 right around the corner, many of you already have your plans set up. You know what you're doing. You've got days before that set up. So what are you going to do on 421? That's going to be a recovery day, right? So let me tell you about something. 421, here's an event to check out. The Weed and Wellness Recovery and Fitness Activations event at the THC New York Museum space will be on hand by founder Saint of Weed and Wellness. He's banded together some of the top fitness trainers in the city, in surrounding areas, to put together a range of a full day of cannabis and wellness activities ranging from dance, yoga, to the cold plunge, which I won't be doing, but you're more than welcome to do that. And you can find out where you can get tickets at the weedandwellness.com site. And hopefully we'll see you there. That's it for the Garden State Cannabis Report. I'm Jill Goldsberry. See you next time.
At the top of the show, we mentioned that this is the week of 420, when April 20th is the unofficial holiday for the cannabis industry, right? Well, it will also be the day when there is probably going to be a showdown of law enforcement and the Cherokee Nation. That eastern band of Cherokee Nation has the right to sell and distribute medical marijuana on its sovereign land. However, that is still illegal in North Carolina, a state with some of the strictest cannabis laws in the country. The district attorney in that county is planning on enforcing state law. Ashley Hornsby Welch has said that while she respects the EBCI's tribal rights, she plans on enforcing North Carolina state law, which prohibits the possession, distribution, and cultivation of cannabis. We will be keeping an eye on the inevitable showdown on April 20th in North Carolina. It's just another example of why the federal government needs reform or to decriminalize it and allow the states to adapt to the emerging legal operations. Well, Arizona continues to watch their cannabis industry grow, and while that state has been focused on another societal issue this week, there is still plenty going on there. And Karen Black has our Arizona report.
I'm Karen Black from Greenfinger Consulting with the Arizona Cannabis Report for Weed Talk News. 5 cannabis-related bills are still active in the Arizona legislature, and 2 underwent significant changes over the past couple weeks. One was broadened to include changes to state hemp rules to align with federal regulations, establish THC limits, and create a licensing system. Another got an 11-page amendment, all to do with whether the Department of Child Safety will investigate mothers' medical marijuana histories or merely verify their medical cards. We'll let you know how everything shakes out. National Cannabis Day celebrations seem to have expanded past 420 here in Arizona. For example, MSO Trulieve is giving away 3,000 reward points to customers here and elsewhere between April 8th and April 30th. Story Cannabis, which has 10 Arizona locations, is hosting a Reefer Roadshow drive-in movie event on April 18th in Chandler and a 420 hangover event the 21st in Phoenix. Mint Cannabis is throwing a 2-day Rasa-themed party at its 6 dispensaries April 19th and 20th. The Mojave-based MSO also plans to bestow Scottsdale Community College with funds for 4 higher education cannabis scholarships of $420 each. The Buds of Palooza Bash is back for its 3rd year and Bud Fest for its 2nd, both to be held April 19th in Phoenix, and Smiley Green's annual 420 Fest is slated for Sunday the 21st in Tucson. That's all for this week's Arizona Cannabis Report. I'm Karen Black from Greenfinger Consulting reporting for Weed Talk News.
Out west in Washington state, there is always something going on, and Matthew Friedlander keeps an eye on that for us. And even though a Cannabis Freedom March has been canceled, there is some other news that his Cannabis Alliance is involved with. And so here is his report for the week.
Hi, I'm Matthew Friedlander, coming to you from the owner's office here at Skagit Organics with the Washington State Cannabis Report for Weed Talk News. So the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board currently has several sections of rules open, 5 or 6, I believe. Most importantly, they're going through definitions and rulemaking for the THC bill that passed this year. This bill will require any product with any detectable amounts of THC to be sold through the I-502 system. So this will affect any hemp product being sold in Washington that is under that 0.3% threshold for THC, but still shows detectable amounts of THC. These products will now have to be rolled into the legal recreational cannabis market. Obviously, huge implications for the hemp industry here in Washington. Rulemaking is open on the entire Department of Health medical cannabis section. So we've been working real closely with the government agencies involved there to help craft these rules and help implement the excise tax removal bill that will be taking effect June 6th. This bill will remove the 37% excise tax off of Department of Health compliant products for registered patients. So those are the big things happening on the industry side. Sales seem to be down a little bit here in Washington. I think that's a trend that is popping up in other states as well this year. Robberies at the retail stores continue to be a problem. Forbidden cannabis here in Seattle just got hit again. American Mary was hit the day after they reopened from their previous robbery. And I believe that store now, the building has structural damage. So they've got a whole another set of issues to have to deal with to try to get reopened. On the event side, the Washington chapter of the Cannabis Freedom March on May 4th has been canceled. The Washington Sun Craft Growers will be holding their Craft Cup on April 21st. And the Cannabis Alliance will have their 9th annual Cannabis Summit on May 10th down in Seattle. So keep an eye out for those events. That's what I've got for you this week out of Washington. My name is Matthew. I'm reporting for Weed Talk News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
It's a whole new world of weed out there, isn't it? Everyone is learning new ways to titrate, ingest, consume, imbibe, and engage with this plant medicine we call cannabis. Now, let me tell you my cannabis story. You know, I've had 4 major surgeries in the past 23 years and suffer from osteoarthritis with a variety of metal parts in my body and one on deck. Now, thanks to those chronic pain issues, I've been a medical patient in Massachusetts for almost 10 years now. I remember my first trip to a dispensary just outside of Boston, and I told the bud tender I didn't want to smoke it anymore. So I tried edibles, then tinctures, then vaping, and now if I'm going to smoke, I only use the Weedgets filtration system. What? The Weedgets.com, Weedgets, that's weed, W-E-E-D, G-E-T-S.com, is where you'll find the planet's coolest product that cools the smoke from everyone's favorite flower. The guy that started this was a pretty good medical device manufacturer, and he created this maze pipe that cools the smoking process from 1300 degrees Fahrenheit upon inflammation down to just 90 degrees when it reaches your mouth. That's right, 1300 down to 90. That's why this maze pipe is amazing. Now, add in the code of PCMTV and you get 15% off. So just go to Weedgets.com and check out the best way to enjoy a cooler smoke with less coughing and hacking and more peace of mind.
What if we're right? What if all of a sudden they discovered that there is medical use for marijuana and that it is good for you and it's better than alcohol and it's better than opioids and it helps your health? What if we're right? What if they find that out?
Specific cannabinoids have medical value. These are facts.
I'm here today in hopes to assist in removing the demonized stigma of cannabis and the perception that cannabis is just about getting high. The true base of this plant has to be known.
I don't think anybody should ever go to jail for cannabis. Get some medicine, and everybody should have access to it.
This is something which, at the very, very least, is the key to alleviating suffering and extending life for millions of human beings. Right? For returning some kind of balance to our society, and quite possibly of restoring our planet's natural balance as well.